Alright guys, I'm here with Nate from Crosshair Tactics, and we're going to go through what it takes to qualify for your New Jersey concealed carry permit. Nate, can you tell us about yourself and then about the qualification?
Yeah. So my name is Nate, Crosshair Tactics. I'm a certified NRA instructor for basic pistol. For New Jersey, you need to satisfy the qualification of going through a basic pistol course, which with my course, it's done online through Zoom in the comfort of your own home. And then we come out to the range and we do a lot of dry fire. I make sure that all your stuff is good, that you're able to shoot on target before we even get into the firing. And then we get into our shooting portion of the range.
Yep, and we're going to treat this like I don't have my permit already, and I'm coming here with no experience like most people may have. And we'll go from there. So we're going to go over to the next range over, and we'll get started with the first step, I guess. All right guys, so we're just setting up a range here. This is kind of like not the normal place where the qualification's done. That range is occupied over there. So we're just setting up the markers for the different qualification steps. We could talk about that too in a minute. We'll break it down every step, just so that you know what you're getting into when you come out to qualify. Calibrated foot for right about. There's going to be some firing because it's an active range. So
FPIQ target.
FPIQ.
It's
okay.
what is mandated by New Jersey.
Standard deal.
Yes, sir.
And what are the requirements for when I shoot this? Like, let's say I miss.
So,
you know, how many do I have to get? Or
so you have to get it 80%. So every shot outside of this silhouette is going to be -2.
Okay.
So 50 shots, everyone that's out is -2. You have to get 80 or better in order to pass.
All right.
If you have one that's halfway out, halfway in, that's a judgment call.
It counts. So if you break the white, we'll call it.
Yeah.
Call it
but
good.
Technically, if it's more into the gray, we're going to call that a no-go.
Okay. All right.
But aiming center mass at the cue every time.
And then, so what's the course of fire? I see you put some cones out here.
So the course of fire, we're going to start out at the 5-yard line. That's going to be a one-handed shooting. So I tell my students, load up one magazine, either have your hand on your chest or behind your back. You're going to take 5 rounds at that target. Once they're done, they can safely transition that weapon to their non-shooting hand. 5 rounds. After those 5 rounds are done, they're going to reload their weapon, step back to the 7-yard line. 7-yard line is going to be normal shooting, two-handed shooting, punch out, 10 rounds. It's going to be the same thing from the 7, 10, 15, and 25-yard line. And then we're at the end of our course.
Okay, so 50 rounds total.
50
is
rounds
what it comes out to. Okay. And there's no time. Just
no time.
As long as you're not like
course.
Lingering, right? And
exactly. So
being
basically what I'm looking for is that you're comfortable with your weapon, you're proficient with it, you know how to use it, and you can engage that target proficiently.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll start the first step today. I'm gonna be using my P320 M17 for the qualification, and yeah. So let's get to it. I'll set you up on tripod.
Absolutely. Shooters, load 1, 10 rounds into your weapon. Identify your target. 5 rounds. 5 rounds. Safely transition that weapon into your non-shooting hand. Shooter, fire when ready. Unload that magazine, holster your weapon. You notice while he's shooting, I am watching where he's shooting and how he's shooting. So I can fix any bad habits while you're shooting. For him, he is a very good shot, so there's not much that I can fix. Only he was leaning pretty far back while he was shooting. But so we're going to move back to the 7-yard line. 10 rounds. Go ahead and load your magazine. normal two-handed shooting, 10 rounds. Fire when ready. Go ahead and holster your weapon. 10-yard line, 10-yard line.
So while we load this magazine, what are we doing at this stage?
Okay, so we're into our two-handed shooting. One-handed shooting is done. We're going to move back to the 10-yard line. We're going to move back to the 10-yard line, and we're going to continue our two-handed shooting, 10 rounds per fire iteration. It is a very cold day.
It is cold. It was windy, but this lane's actually cut the wind down a lot. Okay, so I have one magazine that's ready to go.
But I guess what when it comes to cold and things like that, you want to get out to an outdoor range, because when you're really in the thick of it, if there's an active shooter or something's happening, you want to know that you can perform under certain conditions, whether it's cold outside or extremely hot outside, you know, or you're running and your heart rate's going, you're out of breath. You want to make sure that you can shoot.
Yeah, you're not always going to be shooting under the
not
most
gonna be
ideal
perfect
conditions.
Exactly. We train like we fight. Okay, so we're at the 10-yard line.
Okay.
Shooter, load your weapon. Identify your target, 10 rounds. 10 rounds. Fire when ready. Holster your weapon. We're going to move back to the 15. We're going to hit the 25. He doesn't seem like he's having much of a problem, which is why I had to take some shots top of that outside the silhouette so that we can show you guys what it looks like and how he counts off if you go outside that white silhouette.
Yeah.
So
I was going to miss some back here.
No, you weren't.
I was going to miss some.
I don't think your pride can handle that. All right, so we're going to start. Make sure we have our eyes and ears on. Shooter, load your weapon. 10 rounds. Identify your target. Fire when ready. Safely holster your weapon and move to the 25-yard line.
I told you I'd miss some.
25-yard line, we are at the finish line. I can tell already, even if he dumps every round outside that silhouette, he will still pass. All right, so shooter, load your final 10-round magazine into your weapon. Identify your target, fire when ready. 10 rounds, 10 rounds.
Now I guess we'll go talk about the scoring.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm looking at his grouping right here. I'm very comfortable with his shot. He was pulling that trigger fairly quickly, but he was still getting a nice grouping. Don't worry about this up here. This was just me messing around. But if you look over here, he knocked 3 out. Okay, I'm pretty sure that was done purposely. So that would be 2 shots each. So 2, 4, 6 points off his final score, which on my certificate that you get from Crosshair Tactics that you will turn into your local police department or state police, it will have a score of a 94. But he did very good. Like I said, I'm comfortable with this. He's very proficient in his weapon. He's following everything that I've explained to him and everything that he's learned throughout the years of shooting. But when it comes to how instructors set up their shooting range and how they're going to run their certificates, New Jersey they're vague on what they want. So if you know how to read law, you shouldn't have any problems. But if you do not know how to read law, you go into it. New Jersey tells you to follow 2C whatever. You have to go into that 2C law, and then that 2C law will tell you that they follow HCQ1 and HCQ2. So then you have to go find out what that requires. But ultimately, it comes down to the instructor certifying you. If they feel comfortable enough that they don't need you doing kneeling, they don't need to time it, that's on them. My course, we do one-handed shooting because that is within the ACQ1 setup. We can take away what we can't add to. Like, I can't have him turn his weapon upside down and shoot. That's not fair. So we can add to, or I'm sorry, we can take away what we can't add to. So that's why I do the 5 to the 25, and the hardest dance you're probably going to do is the one-handed shooting, but I do that at the 5-yard line, so it shouldn't be any problem. And again, any issues that people have or anything that I can catch, I absolutely correct it so that they can get the best score possible.
Yeah, and my actual qualification that I took was a little different from this, and you'll find that as you go, if you go to different instructors, they might have a slightly different requirements for their qualification. But this is generally what it looks like. It's nothing to be scared of. If you're generally proficient with your firearm, you should be able to pass with no problem. And if you don't pass, you can work with the instructor, and they will coach you and teach you along the way, and you'll get it. It's not something to be scared of. It's not some unobtainable, super hard qualification. It's actually pretty basic. I did throw these shots on purpose out here, and this was I went to go reload my magazines, and Nate decided he was going to take this guy out.
So, and to kind of add to that, when you're looking for an instructor, look at their reviews. Go on Google, go on Yelp, whatever. Look at their reviews. Most of my reviews include the fact that my students were comfortable, they had fun, and it was safe. That's what I'm about. That's my courses. I don't want anyone stressed out. I don't want anyone so nervous that they can't take the shot. Because in my personal opinion, as citizens of the United States, we should not have to go through this program. So, seeing that New Jersey mandates it, it should be comfortable as possible. So again,
yeah, we differ a little bit there, which is not a problem, because I think that you should be able to demonstrate that you're proficient and safe with your firearm.
And more on the point that I was making was, it shouldn't be mandated, but there should be incentives to do it.
Right.
What those incentives would detail, that should be hashed out, with the lawmakers. But we have a right to carry and bear arms. So other states do not mandate it, but I think it would be really cool to see the state do incentives. And gather instructors like myself and pay us to do the courses, so that you as citizens don't have to do it.
Right. Yeah.
Don't have to pay it, I should say, and just incentivize it. You're getting training. Any training that I give should be taken out and applied whenever you go to the range.
So what makes you an instructor? Like, what kind of background do you have? How did you become a?
So I spent 10 years in the military with 10th Mountain Division. When I exited the military, I became a police officer. I've always loved shooting. I've always taken those opportunities to learn. I hung out. Whenever the SWAT team went to the range, I took my own time. I went to the range. Whenever the rifle guys went out to the range, I took it upon myself to go out and do it, because I love training and weapons. It's my comfort. It's what I do to relax and decompress. So taking all that, I ended up getting hurt really bad on the job. My back is full of metal right now, and unfortunately I can't do that job anymore. So I took all my knowledge, everything that I have, and I applied it to this. And what I did was, I had to go through the NRA. I had to be certified for basic pistol course, just like I certify people now. And then you have to go through an instructor's class. And on top of the instructor's class, I am also an RS, so that's a range safety officer. So that's an extra course that I took, because I want my students to be as safe as possible, and I want to be able to tell them, hey, this is what I have. But I'm also continuing my education with this, going into rifles, going into training kids, because the NRA has a lot of those classes already set up. But you must be certified from the NRA or PTC, which PTC instructors are hard to come by, because they're actually certified by the state, and they're more so training police officers, which I am also looking to do myself through this wonderful journey.
Nice. If someone's interested in taking a course from you or qualifying with you, how do they get in contact with you?
So there's a couple ways that you get in contact with me. In the link below, I will add my information, my business card, but you can also go over to my website, which is crosshairtactics.com. On there, you can click the little message box. That'll message me directly. You can see all my pricings. You can book from my website. But if you have any questions, please hit that message link. It goes directly to me, and I will answer your questions to the best of my ability. If I can't answer your question for some reason, I will go get you an answer, because I'm not going to give you false information.
Right. And he meets the message option on his website.
Yes.
If you want to put a comment in the video, that's fine. I'll get the comments, and I can put you in touch with Nate. But head over to his website. There'll be a link in the description. And we're located in South Jersey. Is this Camden County or Gloucester? This is Camden County, right?
Yes, this is Camden County. Yeah. A lot of my guys come from Camden and Burlington County. I have had a couple guys come from up near Seagirt to come take my course. A lot of the instructors right now with different ranges that are on the state website, they are so far behind, and I'm kind of taking some of those people because I don't have a wait list right now.
Yeah.
I go off of my student schedule because I have an open schedule. I mean, I have kids, I have a family, but when it comes to this, I can drop what I'm doing. I can go get the training. And one big thing that I also tell my students: don't stop with your CCW. Don't stop once you get your concealed carry. Train, train, train. Because if that moment ever happens, you want to know that you can take care of business.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's about it.
All right. Videos to come.
Yeah. We'll be posting up some more stuff. Nate, you have a YouTube channel as
I
well,
do.
so I think we're going to dual upload this. So you might be watching it on Nate's channel. If you're on my channel, there's a link in the description to head over to Nate's channel, which will be more firearms related. As you guys know, I do a lot of automotive stuff, so it might not be your jam. So if guns are your jam,
Guns and cars. You can't go wrong.
Cars, yeah.
Guns and cars.
Yeah, guns and cars. All right. Well, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
I hope this video helped you out. We'll see you next time.
We make more videos. We're gonna look back at this video and be like,
Yeah, whatever.
gun, gun, gun. Holster.
You fucking really killed that target, dude.
I killed him, man. Reading someone's information, and then they pull a gun on us. That's or someone's standing in front of us.
Okay.
That's the best way for us to drop, pull. All right, if you have enough ammunition, you guys.
Yeah.
That's why I carried a little guy.
Yeah.
Just. Fuck! There's no ammo in that one either. Gun, gun, gun!